witness to this very, very special occasion in the lives of these two lovely and loving young people, when they will before you all as their witnesses commit their lives, hearts, souls, and all of each other to themselves on a deeper level than ever before, with promises that this commitment is for the rest of their days. And it isn't just a celebration of their being united, but at the same time, it's uniting families, and through that uniting, making the world a better place. Before we proceed any further, this is my standard joke on such occasions. There are two important rings in this ceremony later. We don't need any others, so please make sure your mobile phone is turned off or on silent. Thank you. What greater thing is there for two human souls than to feel they're joined for life, to strengthen each other, to be at one with each other in silent, unspeakable memories. This was said by the author George Eliot, and it says much about the advantage of marriage, and in many ways is the foundation of a loving relationship. And today, as I say, you are the important witnesses to that joining of Joshua and Pembe, and therefore you are extremely important to today. You're witnessing a change in their lives, so you are therefore essential, and I want to thank you for any sacrifice that you made to come and share this moment with them under the blue heavens of the island of love. We do have a truly international gathering today. Some of you have travelled, I think I need my glasses. Vanity I try to do without them. Some of you have indeed travelled very far, and some of you across North Cyprus, although sometimes it can take longer to cross Kyrenia in rush hour than it takes to get from Istanbul. But thank you for travelling. Indeed, some of you from Turkey, from Belek. I believe we have people here from Toronto, and somebody from Melbourne. Good day to you. And of course my city, London. Most Turkish Cypriots reside in North London, although I confess to being a South Londoner. I think we've got people here from Southgate and Walthamstow, but of course our lovely Donia here is from my neck of the woods, Fort Neath, wasn't it? Fort Neath in South London. So thank you. Oh, I used to go with my dad to see Crystal Palace play, which is almost next door to where you lived, isn't it? So nice link, thank you. And I believe some of you have travelled across from Lefke and Pile and Demihan. So thank you again for any sacrifices you made to make sure that you are here now. We have thanks of a special kind to those who are contributing in a special way today. Thank you to Father Ahmed for bringing his daughter to the side of the man who's going to promise to cherish her and care for her to the end of her days. It's often difficult for a father to trust any man with the care of their precious daughter, so it's a compliment to Josh that Ahmed is happy to hand over, with the assurance of knowing that Josh will indeed cherish her in the way that her dad would want him to. Thank you, best man and brother Ben. Thank you for ensuring that his brother's all spruced up and looking good enough for the beautiful Pembe. Thanks also to the groomsmen, Adam, Tom, Serhan and Itakan. You've done a good job. It's a compliment to the beauty and desirability of Pembe that it takes 5 men to ward off the would-be kidnappers of the bride. On the other hand, I'm not sure it's quite a compliment to Josh that it takes 5 men to get him presentable enough for his bride. But well done. Thanks to our beautiful bridesmaids who are adding their beauty to our Queen Pembe for the day. Thank you, you bevy of beauties, to Inji, Dunya, Selma, Yashita, and we have some beautiful flower girls floating around, Ella, Selin, Silla, and Gu. Oh, and an extra special thanks to Brother Ben. We believe that you've actually got the rings in your pocket. Thank you. Two very important pieces of equipment for today. And thank you to our witnesses, Adam and Sally. And because you are so important today, I hope the rest of you will give them a big round of applause now. Thank you. As often happens on these occasions, not everyone who should be here is. Many reasons often for their not being able to come. But the saddest one today, as you're all aware, is that we do not have the physical presence of lovely Okan, Josh's father, known as Okan, Oak, Oki, or even Okie Koki. Okan spent many happy hours in this place, enjoying life, and so it's impossible to believe he's not here. I am sure he is here in spirit. And Ox got a special place in my heart. When Alan and I first arrived in the year 2000, we had an apartment just round the corner from Super Clean, and we had a problem, and we didn't speak Turkish. And before you know it, Oak is there helping us out, finding the answers for us, and making them feel that we had landed amongst friends. Also, when I was widowed 20, I did a bit of poetry promoting Super Clean. So I've got more than one or two links with the lovely man. But as I say, I am sure he's here in spirit. He has to be. And even if you don't believe that, he's here in the genes of his wonderful family. He's here in the hearts of those who loved him. And he's here in the minds of all who have memories of him. I do sometimes wonder how they're getting on, because Oak and my Alan are neighbours up at Green Hill Cemetery, and we had an immediate problem over football, because Alan was a Fulham fan and Oz, of course, was Leeds. And yesterday, close by, there was another funeral of a guy who supports Crystal Palace. So I should think that up at Green Hills, football is the subject of the day. Another who should have been here a bit longer to share in it today is Barry Hills, Josh Grandad, and Pembe's Nene, Goslu Gazelle. But as I say, I do believe that they are here in spirit. I really do. Also not here is Ozan, Pembe's brother. Unfortunately, he just can't be here. And that's a huge loss to Pembe, as well as being to her brother. Now, oh, and there is a would-be bridesmaid who was not allowed in. Passport difficulties or something for poor Lucy, who would love to have been a bridesmaid, but then would probably have stolen the show. You know what they say about not working with animals and children? Well, I'm sure that beautiful Lucy, their cat, would have stolen the show. Yeah. But going back to Ozan, it's not enough for me to say that it's a shame he's not here. You've all got to say it, okay? So would the cameraman come out here? Lütfen, şurada. I'm going to count to 3, and I want you all to wave at the camera. If you want to yell out, miss you, or whatever, please do so, okay? 1, 2, 3. They are kind of important today. So what was the path that led us here today? First and foremost, of course, it's the path of love. What is love? How does one fall in love? Well, Cupid fired his first arrows on August the 10th, 2012, which was 7 years ago. And that's fabulous because 7 is a wonderful number. It's the number of perfection and it's the number of completion. So this has to be a perfect moment in a perfect relationship for a perfect future. It's also fabulous today that we are actually having a 7-year hitch, which is always far better than a 7-year itch. The setting of the story you are going to hear later from the mouth of Josh himself. So you'll have to be patient to learn what happened after the 10th of August 2012. But you've only got to look at them to see Cupid knew what he was doing when he brought those two together and allowing them to mature together into a strong couple with plans and dreams, which I'm sure they will achieve. As their love is strong, made even stronger by this commitment today, I'm sure they will be living proof that love conquers all. Josh had a great training how to be a good man and a good husband from his dad, who, as I said earlier, I'm sure is here in spirit, and one can even imagine his cheeky grin at being spoken so well of. Marriage is more than a piece of paper, as I'm sure you know, and marriage in fact obeys 2 laws. The law of the land, which gives you your legal status, and the law of love, which is the promises that you make to each other. And it is the working out of those promises that makes your marriage work. So, now is the moment. Would you come and stand in front of me, please? Let me remind you, you're performing an act of complete faith in each other, and the heart of your marriage is the relationship that you create within it. It's a tribute to your love that you've come to this point of sharing with each other and those present your desire and promise. For as you've joined hands, you're joining your hearts and you're joining your lives in a spirit of true harmony and are making promises that this sharing is for the rest of your lives. So, first of all, I ask you, Joshua, knowing this woman's love for you and returning it, realizing her strengths and learning from them, recognizing her weaknesses and helping her to overcome them, do you happily confirm the taking of Pembe as your lawful wedded wife, Bearda?
I do.
How about a nice
Evet.
I ask you the same question, Pembe, knowing this man's love for you and returning it, realizing his strengths and learning from them, recognizing his weaknesses and helping him to overcome them. Do you happily confirm the taking of Joshua as your lawful wedded husband?
Evet.
Right, you are now going to make your promises to each other, and I'm going to give you the microphone because it is your words that matter, not mine.
I, Joshua, have chosen to share my life with you. I promise to walk beside you always, to care for you, to trust you, to respect you, to laugh with you, to cry with you, in good times and in bad. And no matter how difficult things may seem, I will never give up. And I promise to be loyal and faithful throughout our lives together.
Pembe have chosen
to share my life
to share my life
with you.
with you.
I promise
I promise
to walk beside you
to walk beside you
always,
always,
to care for you,
to trust you,
to trust you,
to
to respect
respect you,
you,
to laugh with you,
to laugh with you,
and cry with you,
and cry with you,
in good times
in good times
and in bad.
and in bad.
And no matter how difficult
And no matter how difficult
things may seem,
things may seem,
I will never give up.
I will never give up.
And I promise
To be loyal
and faithful
throughout
throughout
our lives together.
Well, it's wonderful that all you family and friends have come here to support them today. But you know, they're going to need a lot more support through the years ahead. So this is your golden opportunity to promise them that you are prepared to be there for them whenever they may need it in their marriage in the years to come. Will you all promise? Yes. That was just a tad half-hearted. Again, 1, 2, 3. Yes. Thank you. And now Joshua and Pembe are sealing those vows by the giving and receiving of rings. Let me just remind you, a wedding ring is the ancient and traditional way of sealing the vows you've made. It's an unbroken circle, so it has no beginning and it has no end. And it's the outward sign of the lifelong promises that you have just made to each other. So, may we have the rings, please, whoever's got them.
Pembe, I give you this ring. I give it and hope you receive it with love. Accept it and wear it, always to remind you of the promises I have made to you today.
And holding his hand and looking into his eyes. Joshua, I give you this ring.
Joshua, I give you this ring.
I give it
I give it
and hope you receive it
and hope you receive it
with love.
with love.
Accept
Accept
it
it
and wear
and wear
it,
it,
always to remind you
of the promises
I've made to you.
today.
And just let these rings serve two purposes. First of all, they're locks, binding you even closer together. But they are also keys to give you the confidence to unlock the secrets of your hearts, one to the other, with greater confidence. When two people promise to care for each other in marriage, they create a union which binds them closer than any spoken or written word. Your happiness will be fuller, your memories fresher, as your commitment is stronger. Today is a milestone in your lives together, and I know that all here and everybody who loves you and cares for you hope that your feelings of love that you have will deepen and grow stronger through the years to come. You have today made vows and declarations laid down by the law of the land and the law of love, and together with the long tradition of giving and receiving rings, you have made a solemn and a binding marriage contract with each other. So it's a wonderful pleasure to be able to say in front of your friends and family, you are very definitely husband and wife. Now give them a kiss. Sign of compassion, a seal of happiness here and hereafter. May this marriage have a fair face and a good name, an omen as welcome as the moon in a clear blue sky. And he then says, I'm out of words to describe how spirit mingles in this marriage. May you both be truly, truly blessed. Now will you come? And I want our witnesses, please, Adam and Sally.
Judge?
Yeah, smile.
That's on the right area. Now I want to post.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you
Alın
Mr.
istiyorsanız
and
buyurun. Al,
Mrs.
tamam, kayıt.
Tekono.